Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to our photos class today. It's great to see all of you here with us. We have many new faces, many old faces, and we're very excited to have all of you with us today for our what is now our final class of our summer programming. Before we get started, I just want to make a couple announcements. First of all, I just want to really tell everyone formally. I'm not sure if this came across to everyone. But I'm actually on September 14th, I'm going off to Israel for the year. I'm going to be there between September and May. And I will be involved as much as I can be. We have really, over the past few months, we've assembled an exceptional team of 20 high school students that some of whom you'll see today, some of you have seen over the weeks. We hope to continue producing the world famous content that we have been doing. I also ask that everyone stays until the end of the class today. I will be making a major announcement about the programming for the upcoming year, some of which we've worked really hard to put together. So I really hope everyone will just stay until that end of the class today. We will be announcing the programming for the upcoming year. So like I said, I'm over the course of the next year, you won't see me as much as you have been, but all of our recorded classes and a lot of the content that we do have, you'll still see me and receive emails from me. So I just want to make sure that you all were aware of that. So I'm going to introduce now Sophia Walters, our assistant director, who will be pretty much hosting the class today. I will be here as well, and I really hope you all enjoy. We have amazing teachers, and this is supposed to be a really, really amazing class. So everyone, this is photos. Sit back and enjoy.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Sophia, and I am honored to be with you all today. To begin, we just wanted to go over our mission because we like to sort of keep that in mind as we move forward. And it is the responsibility of the younger generation to educate seniors about technology. The goal of Mittler Senior Technology is to cure the issue of social isolation within senior communities and to help seniors feel connected with our new world of technology. Our personalized classes strive to educate seniors on how to communicate with friends and family in the manner in which the world is accustomed to today, and how to use technological tools to enhance and simplify their daily lives. Moving forward with today's class, we also just like to sort of state these numbers. We've had many seniors join our classes. And so we're honored that you chose to join us today as well. And these students, proudly, we have now welcomed seniors from 10 different countries. So that is a fact that we sort of harp on and we are very proud of. If you enjoy today's class, you can log into mittlerseniortech.com and purchase computer basic lessons that we have on there, as well as advanced computers. These lessons are a little bit more in-depth, and we prefer you watch the computer basics lessons before you ease into the advanced lessons. And we just like to keep that in mind. With that being said, for today's class, we will be covering photos. This spans taking photos, sharing photos, and then organizing photos. If we have time at the end of class, we will sort of get into a little bit of editing with photos, but we'll see where today takes us. We have a lot to cover, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat below, and me or a teammate can help you out. But also, this class will be recorded, and these classes go into, you can watch these classes later also and email us with any questions. Moving forward, I'll pass it over to Ella to get us started today.
Hi everyone, I'm Ella, and right now I'm going to be explaining the difference between the camera app and the Photos app. So the Photos app is the one on the left, the one that looks like a flower. And basically this app is not to actually take the photos, but to organize them and put them into different categories. Like you could put them into the favorite category, you can make yourself an album, you can Apple actually identifies people so you make a photo, like an album of one specific person. There's many ways you can use this Photos app, but it's not to take photos, it's to organize the photos. And on the right, it's the camera app. And that app is actually to take the photos, and you can play around with them a little bit. And we're going to get into that in the next slides.
Yes, so as Ella just said, we have these two different apps on our phone. One is for taking photos and one is for sorting and storing and viewing, as she just said. And then from here, I'll pass it on to Gabriel to go over more in depth taking photos.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Gabriel, and today I'm going to be teaching you the 3 ways to actually access the camera app on your phone. So the first way is called the lock screen way. And the lock screen way basically can only be done from a newer phone. And you know that it can be done from this phone if it doesn't have that home button on the bottom. So yeah, so the lock screen way can be done from the lock screen, which is the screen that has the clock on the top where you see the time and the date. And what you do is you would click, Evan, can you just share screen the phone, the lock screen?
Yeah, it's loading.
Okay. So I'll show you guys like visually what the lock screen is. And okay, so here's the lock screen. So what you're gonna see on the newer phone is that the bottom, the camera button on the bottom, you're gonna tap, so you're gonna see, let me try to annotate this. Okay, so you can see the right on the bottom right, the camera, you would circle that. So you would tap on that, press and hold, and then it would take you to the camera. So then you're ready to take your picture. So that's the first option. The second option is done from the home screen, which is once you're already in your phone. That's the screen with all the apps. That's this one. So what you do is you would look for the app that is the gray camera, the gray box with the black camera in it. You see that right there. So you would just click on that. Once you find that, click on that, and you will be in the camera app. Okay, and then the third option is the search. So this is also done from the home screen. So what you would do is keep swiping left on your screen until you see this, and then you see the search box. So you will tap on the search box and search camera in the search box. And then you don't even have to search the whole word. Sometimes just search a C and an A and the camera box will come up. Click on that and you're in the camera. So you're ready to take a picture. And those are the 3 ways to access the camera.
All right, and just to clarify one more time, all of these, like Gabriel said, are just to get to the point in your phone where you are taking a photo. So from the home screen, before you even enter the phone, like he had mentioned, from swiping left and searching for your camera, or if you just find the app on your home screen, as you can see on the screen share here. But now going back to our camera app, we'll get into the different modes when taking a photo once we have entered this app, which I believe Gabriel will explain now.
Okay, so now we're going to go over the modes of the camera app. So the different ways you can take a picture. So first of all, to get to a different mode, you're just going to swipe left and right. So as you can see, the portrait mode is next to the photo and the videos on the left of the photo. So you keep swiping left to right to get to each mode. So now we're going to go over each mode. So first, we're just on the straight photo mode is what the app will open up to. And on this mode, you just take a picture, you click the shutter, the white button on the bottom, that's the shutter button, take a picture like that, and then you will have your picture. So nothing very special about that, just a normal picture. So now we'll go left to the video. You'll swipe one left, and you know you're on video if you see that red button on the bottom. So it's not white anymore, it's red. And you would click that, and then you know you're taking a video. So now, yeah. So now I'll move on to slow-mo. This is a very cool feature. So you could take a video of anything, and then when you watch it, it will be turned into slow motion. So if like you take a video of someone running very fast, and then with the slow-mo feature, it will look like they're running very slow, and it's very cool. So now I'll move on to the time lapse. So the time lapse is also very cool. It gives you the ability to take a video for a long amount of time. And then when you watch it, it will like speed it up kind of. So for example, I've seen like many people take videos of like their whole flight somewhere out of the window. And then, so like a 3-hour flight, they'd be taking the video. And then when you watch it, it will like speed it up into a 20-second video of the whole flight. And it will look very cool. So that's the time lapse feature. Now we'll go to the portrait mode. So the portrait mode is also a very cool feature. It really looks like you're taking a picture from a professional camera. So it's very cool. And what it does is it like, if you're taking a picture of a person, it basically blurs out the background and then really makes the person pop out, and like the details of that person pop out. So it's very cool. And it looks like very professional. So you can also see like there's like the natural light on it. You could switch the lights of the portrait mode. So it looks cool. The studio light. So it's very, very, a lot of details. Okay, now from the Pano mode. So this is also very cool. It's gives you the ability to take like a longer picture of something. So like that's why you can see the arrow on the screen. Like what you would do, so Evan will take the picture and then he would move his phone across the arrow. You move it to the right. And you can see how the picture's getting wider. So then when the picture stops, it'll be like a longer picture. So you can get, so it's like a lot wider than a normal picture. And you can get a whole, like, for example, like a whole, if you're on top of something, you get like a whole view, and it looks very cool. So yeah, those are the modes for the camera app.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And also, I just wanted to add on to this and say, it may seem a little bit overwhelming with so many different options for your camera. As Gabriel went over each of them, we can see they're all a bit different. Your classic mode, though, for just the most basic photo is going to be under the photo mode by default. But if you are maybe a photographer or would like to play around with these different modes, as Gabriel said, they're all sort of special in different ways. So those are fun to play around with. But now I'll pass it over to Shane to just go over some of the basic photo mode features or buttons.
Okay, so like I'll be talking about the 3 buttons at the bottom. So the small square, the white shutter button, and the arrows to flip your camera. So first I would like to start with the shutter button. So the shutter button is what you use to take your photos. So let's say you find a frame that you like, and let's say it's a bird, it's a really nice bird, and you would like to take a picture of it. To actually take the picture of it, you would need to click the shutter button. So the next thing is what you would use to flip the camera. Let's say I want to take a selfie. I don't want to be taking pictures of birds all the time. So what I would do is press the 2 arrows that are sort of facing each other in a circular motion. And that way it'll flip the camera either towards me or towards the birds. The next thing is the small square at the bottom is what you can use to access your previously taken photos. Or let's say I just took a photo of a bird, but I want to be able to look at it to see if I like it. So that's what you would press on to be able to see it in the full screen view. The next thing is the zoom. So there's like a small little panel that has like multiple options of what you would like to zoom in, like what magnification you would like. So the 1x is normal, and then you can have options to move either zoom in on something more or less by, you can also use your fingers, and you can use, if you have a newer phone, you can use the dial that they have. So if you move it to the right, it'll zoom in more, but if you move it to the left, it'll zoom out. And then again, as I mentioned, you can use the pinch gesture in order to access that as well, if that's easier for you.
Perfect. And now we will pass it over to Ella to go over some of these smaller buttons we see along the top of the screen, also for the photo mode.
Yeah, so first we're going to start off with that little flash at the top. For some reason, it's not letting me annotate. So on the top left, you see the flash, and right now it's dark, which means that the flash isn't on. So the flash actually allows you to take photos in the darkness. So yeah, so now that you see that it's yellow, that means the flash is on. So that means when you're going to take a photo, there's going to be a bright light in the back to give light to the darkness that you're probably going to be in when you use the flash. And then next is night mode. It's right next to the flash. So that automatically turns yellow when it's nighttime. So it helps you also take pictures in the darkness. And then if you're actually going to edit the picture, if you take a picture, can we take a picture? If you take a picture and then you want to edit the picture, there's different ways to, so you see on the bottom, there's different ways to retouch the picture or adjust it. So on the bottom, if we scroll to the right, we see all these different things like exposure, all these different filters you can put on. There's just all these different things that you can use to play around with your photo that you took. And then if we go back to taking the photo, we see on the top right that there's a live button. So what a live is basically when you put the live on and you take the photo, that means that you can look back at the photo and it will make it sort of like a video. So you can see what happens right before you take the picture and right after you take the picture. And I think this is really cool. So yes, just like is being demonstrated here, this is a live photo. So when you press on the photo, it makes it into sort of a video instead of just a still photo, which is also like a new feature.
And once again, just looking back at our view of the photo app, just to go over some of these buttons. Once more, I know there are a lot of small buttons spread out over the screen, but just in general, we have, once again, the shutter button is the larger white button in the center, and that's just the shutter button to take a photo. Click, that is the main button here. Gabriel went over the different modes that we have. Those are the words we see along the bottom of the screen, whether that be slow-mo for a slow-mo video, something like a portrait photo, which is maybe more focused in. And then also these we can just scroll and play with, but at the end of the day, the default is just the photo mode. We have the viewport in the lower left hand of the screen. That's just our little glimpse of the most previous photo we've taken, a little peek of that. Over on the right hand corner of the screen, we have where we can flip the cameras from the front camera on our phone to the back camera on our phone. We can play with zoom on camera. We can do many different things. As Ella just went over, along the top of the screen, we have flash, we have live photo, which is a little bit tricky to understand. I am blown away myself by how a phone can do this nowadays, where it can essentially capture maybe the 2 seconds before you take a photo and the 2 seconds after. So it's a live photo. It's really capturing movement. It's capturing anything going on around the time you took the photo. And then I will pass it to Gabriel to explain a few more features if you really want to dive deep into the camera app, just adjusting even more things, and I'll pass it over now.
Okay, so yeah, these things are just if you really want to make your picture like as perfect as possible, really dive deep. So these are like these abilities are for you. So what you're gonna do to get to these more specific things is you're gonna click on the arrow on the top bar of the camera. And as you can see, it gives you all these little options on the bottom. So the lightning bolt is the flash. We already went over that. Then we went over the first three. So you can see the live button we went over. So now we're gonna go over the rest of them just to help you with the camera app. So first we have the 4-3 button. So that button will, if you press on that, you can basically choose like the size of your picture. So as you can see, first you have the square button. So that like turns like the lens into like a square. So like, you take the picture like that, or you can go, the 4-3 is like the normal, that's like the natural button. And then the 16:9 is like a bigger picture. So you have like the whole screen and you can take a bigger picture than the 4-3. And yeah, so that's the 4-3 button, the size of the picture. Now move on to the circle with the plus minus. And so this is very cool. You can basically adjust like the exposure of the picture, which means like if you go to the left, you can see the 0, 0. If you go to the left of that, it will get darker. And if you go to the right, it will get lighter. It's basically with the lighting of the picture. So that's the plus minus. So that's very cool. And then the last one is one of the last ones, the timer button, which is the clock. You can see that. And this button is very helpful. I think like you guys will really enjoy this button, start to use it. So this is like the timer button. You could basically not just take the picture when you hit the shutter button. You can basically set a timer so the picture takes when the timer's up. So you don't even have to be near the phone. So for example, like if you're at like a family gathering and there's no one and you want to get everyone in the picture and there's no one there to take a picture, you could set like a 3-second, there's the 3-second timer or the 10-second timer. And then you could like leave the phone on the table, 10 seconds, everyone gets in the picture and then it takes, and then it snaps the picture. You don't even have to press it. So the timer button is very cool. It gives you the 3-second option and the 10-second option. And then, so I think, there's one more. Okay, so the button with the 3 circles. So that's that one right there on the bottom right. So this is with like filters of the camera. So you could adjust like how it looks kind of. So you can see all the different options. There's the original, there's vivid, warm. So it makes it like warmer, vivid, cool, dramatics. These are all different options for just like how you really want your picture to look. And then, it makes the picture look really cool if you use these filters. There's a lot of different options. So the picture will look very cool if you use these. All right, those are the options.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now that we've covered all of the varying features of taking photos on your phone, I would also like to mention that today we are screen sharing using an Apple iPhone, but of course there are other phones out there that also take photos. Almost every cell phone out there today, I would say, has similar features. If you are using something like a Samsung, you can always email us. We unfortunately do not have a lesson recorded though with another device besides the iPhone. My best guess is that a lot of the features are very, very similar, but if you have any questions outside of that, please email us. But moving on from taking photos today, our next phase of the class is teaching you how to share these photos. In the world today, I feel like there's such easy access to communicating with people, sending texts, sending pictures. But how do you then take the photos that you have just taken using all of these features, your beautiful photos? How do you share these with your family and your friends? And that's what we'll get into now. And I'll pass it on to Shane to start us off with this.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is be able to see the phone again. So actually, never mind. So there's actually an arrow for the iPhone with a box that is different from the Android version, which is like a blue symbol with 3 circles. So in order to actually share these photos, we need to locate the button on the iPhone and then press it, and then I'll give you a bunch of options, which I will explain. So you need to either go on the camera app or the photos app, whichever one you prefer, because you can still access your photos on both. But to make this easier, we will first go on the photos app so you can see all your past taken photos. So let's say I want to share my most recent photo. I would click on it. And then there should be a share button on the bottom left corner. So from there, you would click on that button. So maybe tap on the screen, and then from there you would get that button which was just showed earlier. Yes, you can do that as well. So we just clicked on that button, and then from there, you can press on whatever app you would like to send the photo using. So let's say I want to use like messages, mail, Instagram, or I would like to like text it to somebody. You can do that as well. So now if you go back to the photos screen, you can click on there's recent pictures that is showing you like right now, these are the recent pictures that you just took today or yesterday or a month ago, whatever you prefer. And you can select more than one photo pressing the select button on the top right corner. You can drag your finger and let's say I want to select 2 photos. Exactly. And then you can click on the share button, which is on the bottom left corner, and send it to whoever you want or whichever app you would like to share it with.
Okay, thank you, Shane. From here, when we are sharing photos, I would also like to mention that if we could backtrack to the slide that's showing the 2 different icons, I just wanted to clarify something. So on the left-hand side, this is what an Apple user would see, and on the right-hand side, this is what an Android user would see. I'm not super positive if we had mentioned this, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to double check so that you're not on one device looking for the other or vice versa. But the left icon is for an Apple user and the right is for an Android user, yes. From here, I will pass it on to Ella to show how we can share a photo in messages.
Yes, so if we go to the Messages app on the iPhone, it looks like a green bubble with a white message bubble in it. If you could just share to that. So for us, it's on the bottom, yeah, right there. So if we could just press on it and go to anyone you want to text or send a photo to. Then in order to send a photo, if you want to just send a photo straight away, on the bottom left, you see that there's a little camera icon. So you can just press that button and you can take the photo. You can take a photo. So just again, press the white shutter. And then you can choose to send that photo with a blue arrow, or you could choose to retake the photo. In the top, it says retake. So that's another way you can share photos on messages. That's for like the current situation. If you want to share a pre-existing photo, you just press X. You can press the icon right there. You can press the apps, and then you can see how photos pops up. So you can press any amount of photos you like, and once you press the photo, it will say a little 1 at the bottom and it will pop up at the top, and then you could just press the blue arrow to send it, or you could press the X on the top in order not to send it.
Perfect. And this is how to send a photo. If you were to receive a photo from somebody, so if this is explaining how I could send a photo to my mom, but if my mom sends me a photo, how could I maybe save that onto my phone if it's a photo I would love to keep? Evan, I'm not positive if we have an example to show for this, but if somebody has sent you a photo in your text messages, in order to save the photo, you would essentially just click on the photo, hold down on it. And I'm sorry, we don't have a visual aid right now to go along with this, but you can hold down on the photo that they have sent you and select save. Usually that is a simple sort of solution. And right here we can see as well, here we go. You would click and hold on the photo and select the save option. So that would save the photo that somebody else has sent to you. to your own device, to your own phone. Whereas just now Ella covered how to take one of your own photos and share with somebody else. They can on their end save it or whatnot, but that is sort of the inverse of it, how to receive a picture and download it to your device. Moving on from sharing with photos today, we have just covered on messages how to share a photo, but I would like to note that you can share photos on emails as an attachment. You can share photos on things like social media, which we cover in other classes, to a broader group of people in the world, not just one person you're sending a text to. But today, unfortunately, we only had time to cover the Messages app. But I would just like to note that the world of sharing photos nowadays is so broad. There are many different things that you can use to do this. And if you ever have a question, you can always email us about these things, or the chances are we have another video that covers that. But moving on from sharing photos today, I would like to pass it over to Gabriel for organizing photos, which I think when you're taking photos nowadays, I know on my own phone, it gets a bit overwhelming with hundreds of photos you've taken. So we just wanted to add today how to maybe simplify that, organize them, and make this experience a bit more enjoyable for you. So I'll pass it over to Gabriel.
Okay, so a big way to organize your pictures, if you have so many, is you want to delete some, right? If you have some that you don't want, or some that you just like want off your phone and they're taking too much space. All right, so there's two main ways to delete your pictures. So I'm gonna explain both of them to you right now. So, all right. So we're gonna go to the camera. The camera button, yeah, so we're gonna go to that. And then, so Evan's gonna click on a picture that we already took, and you can see the picture you already took on the bottom left hand. So he already took that in the past, so now he's gonna click on that. And the first way to delete a picture is you're gonna press on the picture. So it gives you, as you're gonna press on the picture, so it gives you all those options in the white. Let's see where they went. Okay. So it's like kind of glitching right now, but let's see. I'm trying to get the. All right, so I don't know if you saw on the bottom right of this picture, there's like the trash can on the bottom.
Evan, you could just take
I'm
a
sorry, yeah,
of the screen if you want to do that.
Yeah.
our screen sharing is being a little bit glitchy to
Yeah.
people who are seeing the screen move very
Okay, yeah.
quickly right now.
So there you go. So now you can see there's the trash can on the bottom right of the picture with Evan just circled. So what you're going to do is you're going to press on that if you want to delete this picture. And then it's going to give you an option to confirm you want to delete it. So what you're going to do is press delete photo. You're going to press that and then your photo will be gone. So that is the way if you want to delete just one singular picture. But if you really want to get rid of a lot of pictures on your phone that you don't want, there's a way to delete like more pictures at once. So what you're going to do is you're going to press all photos on the top right. You're going to press on that. And it's going to bring you to the Photos app. So we just went from the camera app, which we explained, and then the photo app. So there's a difference between them. So it's going to take you to there. And what you're going to do, you can see all your pictures. So you're going to press the select button on the top right, which Evan just circles. So you're going to press that. And what's it going to do? It's going to give you, it's going to tell you to select the photos that you want to like use, that you want to like have to like delete or send or other stuff. So you're going to click on them, the ones that you want to delete. And then once you see that there's a bottom, on the bottom right, there's a check, that means you know that those are the selected pictures. So then you can see on the bottom, on the bottom right, there's another trash can. So you're going to do the same thing that we did before, and it's going to say delete 2 photos instead of delete 1. And then you'll press that, you'll confirm, and you'll delete both of those photos. So yeah, those are the 2 main ways to delete pictures. You could delete, the first way was for a singular picture, and the second way is for multiple. You can do like hundreds of pictures delete at once. It's very cool. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And now Shane will go over in the world of organizing your photos. Yes, the first step could be just deleting photos that we've taken that we don't want, sort of cleansing our photo album, ridding it of mishaps or yes, photos we don't want any longer. But Shane will go into how to organize the photos we do want. So the photos we do want to keep around, how can we organize these in a way that makes it more clear for us to navigate this this Photos app.
So in your library, you have different ways to view and find different photos that you have taken in the past. So right now we're showing the library, and as you can see, there is like a small panel at the bottom that says years, months, days, and all photos. So let's say I want to view a photo from whatever year, so you would click on years. And then let's say I remember, oh, I took a photo in 2021 and I would like to view it. You can click on the 2021 panel, or you can click on like August, September, whatever. There's different months it also shows. And as you go farther up, there are more dates in the past. So, and then there's also it switches to months automatically, and then days, and then I can go back to all photos if you would like as well. So the next thing I would like to mention is for you. So the next thing I would like to mention is for you. So here it shows like different like I would say categories of photos that, let's say, people either shared with you. So it says like shared album, iCloud links, memories, stuff like that, which you can view, which is very important if you would like to access some information or some photos that you have taken during those days, or someone like, let's say, a teacher sent you some photos of some work that you need to do. It would be under shared album activity or iCloud links, or shared with you. Like you can compare it to Google Drive almost if you use that. The next thing is albums. And albums are let's say, like I would say, yeah, exactly, like picture album that you would have like physically. But iPhones can either do this automatically, which they already do for you, or you can do it manually. Like you could, like, let's say I would like certain photos in a certain album. You could create an album with the plus sign at the top left corner. Let's say I have certain my albums, so like next wallpaper favorites, which is created for you, South Africa, stuff like that. So you can do it automatically, as well as you can do it manually yourself. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's shared albums, which are albums people shared with you. And if you go down a little further, there are people and places. So this is actually created for you by iPhone. So let's say there's different people, it does it for you. So let's say on my phone, I have pictures of me, and it categorizes it as pictures of me, and as pictures of my mom, my dad, my grandparents, stuff like that. There's also places. So if you have location services turned on, let's say I took like, let's say 15 photos in South Africa, but I also took like another 15 in New York. So it will show actually on a map where you took your photos and how many and what they are, which is actually very interesting. So you can also, the next thing I would like to mention is the media types. So if you go back, there are videos, which let's say I just want to filter out. This is actually very similar like to, let's say I'm searching for something on Amazon, and I would like to filter out only computers and like in a certain price range. This is very similar to that. So let's say I would only want to see videos, nothing else. So I would click on the videos tab, and let's say I want to only see selfies, which is the front facing camera. I would click on the selfies, stuff like that. and also live photos, portraits, long exposure, panorama, stuff like that exactly. So it's basically filtered out for you, so you do not have to enter that manually. And there's also recently deleted. So if you go to recently deleted, there are it's all the way at the bottom. Yeah. If you go to recently deleted, it shows you the pictures which you deleted recently, and you have 30 days to recover them if you would like them to be back in your photo library. So let's say I deleted an extremely important picture of, let's say, a worksheet my teacher sent to me, but I need it again. So what I would do is go to recently deleted. I would click on that. And once I click on recently deleted, let's say, yes, exactly, press on the most recent photo or whichever photo you would like to recover. And there should be an option which says recover. And then from there, you can click on that and then it will be back in your library.
And I'm sorry, I think this is
Really?
where our screen sharing is maybe glitching again, but recently deleted that folder. That was the last sort of organizational tip that we wanted to mention. I want to note that, yes, once again, we are using an Apple iPhone today. So a lot of these features are specific to this device, an Apple iPhone. I am nearly positive that other devices have similar tools in the realm of taking photos, sharing photos, organizing photos, but those will all look a little bit different. But if we could screen share the photo albums once more, I just wanted to mention one more thing in regards to this before moving on.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay, okay. I think it can get a bit overwhelming sometimes with all of these different things we've mentioned, whether that be my albums, shared albums. We were talking about things like smart albums, which are essentially your phone is smart enough at this point to sort of curate albums for you that it thinks you would like to group these photos together, and these are all sort of smart features of a device nowadays that I think can get a bit overwhelming, but that's what we were mentioning in terms of places, like when we saw a map with these different groups of photos based on locations we've actually taken photos. Like, these are insanely neat features, but I don't want you to think that these are things that you have to learn to do. This is your device making these, doing these things for you, which is super helpful, but I just wanted to note, a bit overwhelming or confusing at times. You're like, whoa, how do I do that? That's your device doing that for you in sort of a smart way based on locations or information from other photos you've taken. So while you have these sort of smart albums based on faces or places, things like that, you also have the ability to just manually create your own album. So as we see right here, we have South Africa, recents, things like that, but we can add to our manual albums by clicking this plus sign in the top left corner. And from here, you're prompted to just create your own album. It's not based on something that your device is telling you to group together. It's just maybe something that you yourself want to sort of curate outside of these crazy cool features that your iPhone is offering. But from here to create a new album, you would just select new album, and from here you can select or you can choose a name for this album. So we can say, yeah, anything, Mittler Technology, perfect. and save that. And then it will prompt us, okay, so if you're manually creating this album, what photos do you want to go into it? So from here, we would just select and then click done whenever we believe those are all the photos we want to sort of group. You can add photos to an existing album later on if there's one that slips your mind and maybe you would like to group in with the rest of these photos. So you would select on that album like we've done here, and we would click the plus sign near all of these little images, and then from there put additional photos into this album we just made. But yes, it's just a personal preference. Like I prefer to manually make albums because I have reasoning as to why I would like to put certain pictures together. But the device will also oftentimes sort of prompt you with these cool, like, oh, these are all the photos you took in West Virginia. Let's group these together. These are all just things that your device can sort of offer up to you, per se. But moving on from organizing photos today, that concludes our lesson for the photos topic, whether that be taking photos, sharing photos, or organizing photos. If we could go back to the slide deck, Evan, I'm sorry, beyond the editing photos slide, just because I think today we had a lot to cover, so we didn't quite get to that, but we really hope you all enjoyed today's class. Once again, this class is recorded and it will be on the YouTube channel. So from here, you can access, you can watch it again, you can email us with any questions. Maybe if you do play back the video for questions, you can email us at info@mittlerseniortech.com, whether these questions pertain to today's lesson or anything else, like we had discussed a bit in the chat, things like questions for Samsung devices or any other sort of photo question you may have, just send them to this email listed right here. Also, we would like for you to follow us on social media. So at Mittler Senior Tech, this includes TikTok, Instagram. You can reach out to us on these platforms. But now I'll pass it back to Jordan to go over some of our fall plans for today.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to just collectively give a round of applause to our team members today. We had Sophia, who manned the whole class together. We had Evan Bourkoff behind the scenes running the screen sharing. And then our teachers, Shane Gordon, who you've seen before, Ella Basha teaching her first class, and Gabriel Mittler, who, yes, is my brother, and I think did a very nice job today. That was our team for today. I asked that everyone just stays on the Zoom just for a couple minutes. We have a few just really important points that I want to mention about our plans for the upcoming year. So Evan, if you can go to the next slide. We say this every year, but we totally reinvented the wheel this year. We've been doing this for a bunch of years now. We've experimented with a lot of different forms of classes and things that we think work for all of you. And I'm very, very excited to present what our team has worked the past few months on to generate for you for the upcoming year of 2022 to 2023. And this will go on. Our first activities start in a couple weeks. So it's important that you all pay attention to this. This will also, the recording is being continued, so you don't have to really take pictures of everything, but we will make sure to upload this to all of our sites, our social media platforms, and I'm assuming all of you joining us today are hopefully on our email list or WhatsApp chat. If you're not, you're welcome to reach out to us. The first thing I want to mention, as you've been seeing, our email, info@mittlerseniortech.com, that is now the email to everything. So I still have my personal email, but anything, questions, any department, anything that you're ever interested in figuring out, you should send to that email. That's the first thing. Evan, if you can, just go back to the opening slide there. All right, so just to go over some of our, you can go back one more. The exciting plans for this upcoming year. So the first thing that I want to mention, and this is nothing new, is our two most popular classes, which have now been taken by hundreds of seniors across the globe. We have our computer basics class and our advanced computers class. If you have not yet taken one of these classes, you're really missing out, and this is something that I hope you'll all sign up for. These are classes that you can actually start today. I'll read what it says here. Our computer basics class is a 10-lesson course covering all the fundamentals of computer and smartphone basics, including sending messages, using the internet, taking pictures, sending emails, online shopping, accessing Zoom, really anything you could think of that involves a computer and smartphone and the basic level, we cover in our computer basics class. This is a class taught by me. This is a recorded class that we recorded professionally and put a lot of our energy and effort into making this a really outstanding course. The reduced price for this class is $7.50 for each class, totaling $75 for the entire 10-lesson course. And the sign up the link is right over here. It's mittlersenior.technology/basics class. This link is also on our website. We have combined everything into one site now. So if you visit our website at mittlerseniortech.com, which we'll put up again at the end of the class today, everything is now in one place. There is no longer that additional site portal there's no longer that additional site. Everything is now in one place. But we also have the shortened link here, mittlersenior.technology/basics class. If you have not yet taken this class, trust me, this is the flagship component of our program. This is the class that I created 5 years ago and has really been enjoyed and experienced by seniors now in countries all across the globe. For those of you that think of you as advanced seniors, we have our additional 10-lesson course called the Advanced Computers class, which is what I consider the next level of technology skills. The price for this class is $10 a class, totaling $100 for the entire 10-lesson course. This is also taught by myself in the same format as the basics class. Even if you do think you are one of those advanced students, I strongly urge and encourage you to first take that basics class. I think it does a very good job at giving everyone the background and the fundamentals. But for those of you that just want to skip that and really feel confident, you can go straight to the advanced. You could also just do both. And you have our email address if you're unsure, which class you want to take. So this is step one for this upcoming year. These are our kind of baseline courses, our computer basics class and our advanced computers class. Any questions in terms of getting started on the classes, how they work, which class should I take, anything like that, just send an email to our email address, info@mittlerseniortech.com. And we're more than happy to address any of your questions. So strongly urge everyone should sign up, if you haven't yet, for our computer basics and advanced computers classes. All right, next thing we have for the upcoming year, just like you all are on live with us now, we could not give these up, especially with our outstanding team for the upcoming year. We will be offering a variety of classes over the course of the next year, live on Zoom like we are right now, covering a variety of technology tips, both on the computers and smartphones. Over the summer, we had 4 classes: photos, transportation, health, and I believe it was online shopping. And we have a really insane amount of topics that you all don't know about yet, but trust me, we have a stacked lineup of courses that we have prepared for you for the upcoming year. The frequency of these classes will be about 1 or 2 classes a month. So stay on the lookout for emails and messages, and check our website and check our social media platforms for updates when those classes are scheduled. These classes will be taught just like they were today by members of our team, of our fabulous team, and you'll see a bunch of different faces, all of whom are high school students. And you'll get a chance to meet them over the course of the year. These courses have no registration. There's no link to sign up. There's no cost required. All are welcome to attend. These courses will be offered on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. That's the time we've been using, and you'll receive updates about these, but you should expect to have 1 or 2 classes a month. Evan, if you can go to the next slide here. Something else that we are adding to our live classes on Zoom. As I said, all of these classes are free. There is no participant cost in order to participate in our free live classes, but we have added a new addition for you to contribute to our program and mission. We will be offering sponsorship opportunities for our live classes. If a senior is interested in helping us out to try and grow our platform and expand on our mission, you could reach out to our email, info@mittlerseniortech.com, expressing your interest. And the sponsorships right now are $50 for a class. What this means is one of our team members at the beginning of the class will basically announce that that you sponsored the class, and we'll say a few words about you and how you've been involved in our program over the years. All the funds we raise from our scholarships will go into producing new content and generating new courses. So we really encourage all of you to, if you're interested in this, when we release information about classes, or if you are interested, to just send us an email at info@mittlerseniortech.com expressing your interest. Our first class, which we did set on the calendar, and you could all write this down, is on Sunday, September 18th. Sunday, September 18th is our first class. We're calling it Zooming into Zoom. I hope you understand what that class will be about from the title. We are zooming into Zoom, something that we haven't done in a while. And even though all of you are currently on a Zoom meeting, oh boy, there's so much more that you could learn from the Zoom platform. So that's Sunday, September 18th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, our first live class of the 2022 to 2023 cycle, Zooming into Zoom. Please make sure to join us, and also let all your friends and family know that they are all welcome to attend. No registration, no cost required to attend. If you are interested in sponsoring that class, please send an email to info@mittlerseniortech.com expressing your interest, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So please join us on Sunday, September 18th, as well as all the classes we have planned. You'll receive emails, updates, messages about upcoming courses as well. All right, next thing, and a couple things here, which we have been offering, but we really haven't publicized it. We offer group classes to organizations, specific nursing homes, community centers, and organizations around the globe. If you know or you're involved in an organization that is interested in hiring Mittler Senior Technology to offer one of our courses, any topic of your choice, to that organization, once again, reach out to our info@mittlerseniortech.com email. Everything appears there. And we'll be happy to answer, happy to schedule a date with you. We could do this online, like we're doing right now, or even send a few of our team members to your organization to help run classes for your nursing home or community center or whatever it is that you are involved in. Next up is private lessons. This is something that we also haven't promoted. If you are interested in one-on-one support with one of our team members, this is also the option of doing in person or on Zoom. Reach out to info@mittlerseniortech.com. We are happy to spend that time answering all your tech-related questions, or we could teach from material that we have generated. Some like our courses, we're happy to spend the time however you would like. We typically do 60-minute sessions. If you're interested in that and you would like one-on-one tech support with one of our team members, please reach out to us at info@mittlerseniortech.com. And finally, our Tech Tip Tuesdays will continue to come to your email boxes and messages and social media platforms every Tuesday afternoon with useful smartphone tips. The seniors love this. We've gotten a ton of positive feedback and responses about these Tech Tip Tuesdays. There are more to come. We actually have the schedule set up through October of really exciting topics. So stay on the lookout for additional Tech Tip Tuesdays coming to your inboxes on Tuesday afternoons. So these are 3 additional things: group classes to your organizations, private lessons, one-on-one support, and our Tech Tip Tuesdays, Tuesday afternoons. Please reach out to info@mittlerseniortech.com if you would like more information about any of these 3 or the other classes that we presented so far. Here are the 2 things you have to know: our website and our email address. There's no more additional sites. We've put everything into one place to make it convenient and easy for you. All of the information about our courses are found on our website at mittlerseniortech.com. Very simple. And anytime you have any sort of question on anything we discussed today, or hiring us for some sort of group class, or questions on accessing something, you want to add us to your email list, anything, all the above, send an email to info@mittlerseniortech.com, and that email will be directed to the correct department. Also, if you're interested in sponsoring any of our classes, or more specifically the upcoming class on Sunday, September 18th, our first class of the year, We hope you will, especially our dedicated seniors that have been with us for many years. This is a great opportunity for you to help us grow and expand beyond our mission. Okay. We go to the final slide here. I want to once again thank our team members that were here today: Sophia, Ella, Shane, Gabriel, and Evan, all of whom contributed tremendously. I want to let everyone know that in addition to being here live on the Zoom today, there is an infinite amount of work that we put in every week to make these classes possible and to generate the content and to make sure everyone knows what's going on and what they're doing. So I want to thank everyone for their time and dedication, and you'll be seeing them more throughout the year today. Once again, our website, mittlerseniortech.com, and info@mittlerseniortech.com with any questions. Sign up for our classes. We have such exciting programming plans for the next year. We're excited to see you all again very shortly. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We hope you have an amazing rest of your summer and hope to see all of you again soon. Bye-bye, everyone.